the people that I thought that would be in my corner, or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me. Nobody called me to see how I was doing. Like, people was really like, how you thought.
Yeah.
Young Miami is back in the game with her hit podcast, Carisha Please, and she is spilling the tea on her relationship with Diddy, JT, and telling what's up with her career. And fans, they got mixed feelings about what she had to say or what she didn't say. So this time, Young Miami is the one answering the spicy questions, while her best friend rapper Saucy Santana gets down to it. The biggest elephant in the room involving Young Miami is the relationship with hip-hop mogul Diddy. Fans were surprised when she said that they are no longer together and that while dating, they fell in love with each other, child. Now, since last year, Diddy has been caught up in several DV and SA accusations, and Young Miami has tried to distance herself from the negative stuff that he got going on.
What's up? It's Timbo. You know I got the story, and that's why you watch it.
From afar, you know, it looked like Diddy and Young Miami were on each other real bad. When she started dating Diddy, her brand really went to the next level. She was on luxury trips, the Met Gala's red carpet, started acting, created a hit card game called Risha Roulette, and had one of the #1 podcasts, Carisha Please, which aired on Revolt, Diddy's very own network at the time. And Diddy was her very first guest on Carisha Please. She was really getting to it, you know, with Brother Love.
Young Miami was also a plus for him. She was a brand ambassador for his alcohol, De Leon, and she was a part of his 2022 EP, Gotta Move On. Take a look at a clip of her talking about her and Diddy.
I felt like, you know, I came into his world and I was able to like turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, you know, he had De Leon, I was able to have the whole world drinking De Leon, putting in his songs, like I made it popular, you know?
Yeah.
And then with Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know, and then with him, it was like he was able to, you know, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue.
Diddy hasn't been making too much noise these days since he may be headed for trouble. His ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, filed a $30 million lawsuit that detailed a lot of disgusting things she said she dealt with while dating Diddy for 10 years. The lawsuit mentioned Diddy beating on her and being forced to have freak-offs with male prostitutes while Diddy watched. Now, Diddy and Cassie settled the lawsuit the very next day after it was filed, but he did deny the claims and says he's an innocent man. Now, months later, CNN put out a surveillance video from a hotel of Diddy fighting Cassie in a hallway, and it was bad. He drug her to the floor, kicked her, and threw a vase at her. Now, other lawsuits have been filed against Diddy for SA and DV.
His music producer Lil Rod even filed a lawsuit against him, and he mentioned Young Miami's cousin trying to go down on him in the bathroom. According to the lawsuit, it said Lil Rod believed Diddy sent the cousin in there.
Now, this year, Diddy's homes were also raided by Homeland Security for trafficking, but no victims were found, and Diddy was not arrested. He says he's innocent, but his brand has really been tainted. He's lost a lot of business deals, including having to step down from Revolt. Since Young Miami was always around Diddy, it also took a toll on her brand. Her hit podcast stopped, an upcoming reality show was paused, and she wasn't seen around Diddy anymore. Now, Santana asked her about why she never said anything when all the allegations were coming out.
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience, and I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person, and that wasn't my experience.
You already know how fans give it up on social media. Some people were here for what Young Miami had to say, and some weren't. GugM_fitness said she's damned if she do and damned if she don't, with y'all in these comments. Sheesh. Rev_Nikki said she spoke her truth and people still mad in the comments. Real Bitch 21 said, y'all mad that wasn't her experience. Now, for the fans that weren't feeling it, Chantel Rosier said, a cute little coin, but rehearsed and quite frankly, a whole lot of nothing. Bloodsucker said the NDA was NDA, as in saying that Young Miami signed an NDA, and that's why she didn't say too much on Diddy. Mo God B said, it's given we practice this. One day, me and Devo said a lot and said nothing at the same time. Now, Young Miami was really up.
And I just feel like that's your time to show your fashion moment. Like, yeah. So
she was pretty much the industry it girl last year. Fans loved her personality and they were tuned into whatever she had going on. But as soon as the Diddy allegations came out, child, you know how it goes. You could be on top of the world one day and the next day the world is on top of you. And that's exactly what happened. You know, the allegations against Diddy, they're very serious. So something like that would turn anybody off. On Carisha Please, she said she felt like no one was in her corner. She was innocent and she got emotional.
The people that I thought that would be in my corner or that are like, when I was going through the shit, nobody called me to check on me. Nobody called me to see how I was doing. Like, people was really like, you thought.
Yeah.
Someone who Young Miami was once close with is her former City Girls groupmate and childhood friend, rapper JT. Lately, their friendship has hit a little rough patch and things ain't been the same. They have decided to go solo and focus on their own careers. It's not really clear when things started to go sour between them. At one point, Young Miami was getting to it. She was getting a lot of opportunities outside of music. And JT, well, she was focused on her craft and just chilling, you know, enjoying life with her man, rapper Lil Uzi Vert. But then somewhere in the timeline, they were doing their own things and JT's solo career started heating up. Now, fans don't know the timeline of their drift. They don't know if Young Miami was doing her own thing, so then JT got busy with her pen and started to pop by focusing on herself, or if JT was doing her solo thing, so then Young Miami went and got in her own bag and started doing hers. But here's what Young Miami had to say.
I was like, I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. And I just feel like every time we tried to get together, it just didn't hit. I was just like, you know what? I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids, and that's what really made me start doing like ritual roulette and getting into my merch and things like that, because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Fans weighed in on IG, Rose_X2 said, and y'all forgetting the part where Carisha said JT was working on her own solo project and she didn't even know. Clock that tea. One Rich Day said, Miami ain't said no shit wrong in that interview. If y'all think otherwise, then you not human. She real as fuck. The Real T said Carisha was holding the group down when JT was behind bars, and this is the thing she gets. Kobe RX said it sounded like JT was moving weird. But on the flip side, some people wasn't feeling it. The 912 Prince said how she mad that girl went solo when she was playing house to Diddy. Keep It Buck Gang said JT always showed love to Carisha. Carisha started hanging with Diddy and got big-headed. One_Green Gal said it's giving Diddy made me feel like I was bigger than the group. Keep it real. Who is Jada K said, let's be for real, City Girls went downhill when Carisha got with Diddy. She was hardly promoting the City Girls and was focusing all of her attention on Diddy and what he had to offer. That's why there are no more City Girls. Next. Now, according to Young Miami, there's no beef between her and JT and that she still considers her family. But something she said on Carisha Please was, it's been a while since things were not right. And there have been times publicly where you could kind of see that.
Take a look at this clip on The Breakfast Club. When JT is asked about being on Young Miami's reality show, the vibe is a little iffy.
You're going to be on the show a lot, though.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. That's all I got. I ain't pushing no more.
The show gonna be on VH1, they said.
But also in an interview, they talked about being okay with each other, making things happen for themselves.
We out here hustling and shit because it's like if we don't put ourselves out there to do what we gotta do and build our brand and this, that, and the third, then what?
You feel like that too, Chris?
Hell yeah, you gotta think quick, baby.
You gotta think.
Like for real, you gotta think quick. The show's slowing down. You know, it's just like it was just like a lot. So it was just like for me, I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do? I gotta get out here. I gotta make some money. I gotta get in the game.
And it worked.
Ain't nothing for the economy.
Things did get messy between JT and Young Miami on X before. Now, Young Miami tweeted that JT had been sneak dissing her in her songs No Bars and Sideways. In No Bars, JT said, haven't heard from the ops yet, they ain't said a thing. But she also said it's city girl shit, even when you think it ain't city girl shit. In Sideways, JT said, ho, so phony, got me looking at them sideways. It'll never be the same motherfucker the old days. But also in Sideways, she says, riding so low, but I'm still in the group. In one of the tweets, Young Miami said, a bitch been sneak dissing me for weeks and I ain't say shit. What a bitch mad at me for? And you let the internet put in your head that I'm jealous of you when I'm the one that always pushed us. You have resentment towards, and that's okay. You weird, but always want to act like I'm a weirdo. You always mad. It's always a problem. And all I try to do is push you, tell you the shit, you can rap, you should model, etc. You always mad, you doing your shit as you should. Congratulations, but somehow you still mad at me. JT said, girl, the internet told you that? Which songs was about you? The one saying it's city girl shit even when it ain't city girl shit that was released under City Girls? Or the one that say riding solo but I'm still in a group? Get your phone back from whoever this is. Baby, don't play with me. And if I'm ever mad, I have a reason to be. Behind closed doors, you have done stuff to me that you think I should just get over. You never come to my defense when I would literally take a bullet for you. When Carisha Please popped off, I was there first episode, and when someone canceled, I showed up in a red wig. Keep calling me mad like the internet do, but you know my heart pump gold. I wish you the best always, and I love how fast you got on here behind Santana. Young Miami and JT go way back. They're both from Miami, Florida. When they started out in 2017, JT was the one who always wanted to be a rapper, and Young Miami just got in on the music thing with JT, you know, having fun. Little did they know that their first song, Fuck That Nigga, would blow up and make them stars. They were signed to QC that same year. And when the City Girls first came on the scene, not only was their music popping, but they had a real effect on the culture. They started a wave. Girls wanted to be city girls and the boys wanted to be city boys. JT was a favorite because of her pen game, and Young Miami became a favorite mostly because of her personality, but her verses were hitting too. They had the slang, period, flued out, and they had girls wanting to just have fun, you know, and be outside. Prior to the City Girls blowing up, JT already had an open case and was going to be headed to prison in 2018 on fraud charges. She did almost 2 years and was released at the end of 2019. While locked up, Young Miami was holding the group down, shooting music videos and being outside. But once JT came home, it was up for them as artists and in the culture. Now, fast forward to 2023, the City Girls music wasn't popping like it once did. Their last album, Raw, wasn't promoted well and only sold 10K the first week. Young Miami started pursuing other ventures with the help of Diddy. Her Risha roulette card game made her over $1 million in days. She dropped her own merch, and her podcast, Carisha Please, had the culture in a chokehold, getting the hottest stars to spill their tea. JT was a guest on Carisha Please, and even on that episode with Young Miami and Santana, you can see they really wanted the best for each other.
Like, I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this shit without JT. That's not my intentions. That's not what I'm on. I feel like people love us as a group, and we stronger as a group. We stronger together. And we always had a conversation like, which is just like,
I think that and that's what I was saying earlier. JT is out the way, and me being y'all friend, it frustrates me sometimes because I'm like, Carisha got Carisha Please, and she could do all that stuff, and I'm like, JT, you so motherfucking talented and so raw. Why you won't do nothing? And it's just, that's not her personality. She don't want to, and nobody can force her.
JT eventually started doing her own thing musically. She recently dropped her first solo mixtape called City Cinderella, and so far it has sold over 100,000 units. City Cinderella has hit songs Sideways, OK, and the OK remix, which features the snowman Young Jeezy. Now, Young Miami, she says she's been working on her music, but the label is the one that has things caught up. Take a look.
I got an empire to build.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna invest every dollar, every penny that I got into myself. So I do pay for my own studio, and I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like, when I try to turn my music in, it's just like, we don't see no growth in your music. Or, you know, you're not elevating, and, you know, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now. And it's just like, when it comes to, I feel like Young Miami as an artist, that's the music I make. I make fun music. You know what it is, Santana? I feel like I lost my personality. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the reason why I lost my personality is because everything is so literally now. Like,
yes,
we can just be at the pool just talking something, and the next day you wake up and it's a headline, and it just goes so deep. And that's something that it's just like, I feel like I lost myself. Because, you know, normally I used to be on live all day, Santana. We'll be riding around the car, juicy crabs anywhere we on live. You know, now I'm scared to pop up my live. Like, that's like the other day we at the pool. I'm like, Santana, I'm gonna turn off my live. Because I feel like people build you up to break you down. So the reason why people fell in love with me is just like, now it's just like, oh, you so ignorant. You so this. And I just feel like I don't got a personality no more, and it just really hurts.
I think that always remember, your personality is what got you here.
I gotta give it up to Saucy Santana because he did a really good job interviewing Young Miami. Now, he didn't go super specific with the questions like how a journalist would have, but the questions were good and he had a really good delivery. Some people felt that it should have been someone else interviewing Young Miami though to really get to it, and because there is some sort of bias since Santana and Young Miami are best friends. But he posted on TikTok saying that's why the interview went well, because he knows her. You can really tell that their friendship is solid.
She experienced, and that's the only thing that she could tell y'all. So you have to go with that. It's no bullshit involved. Nobody has to lie. Nobody has to save face or play it safe. We're not under no NDAs. That was the truth. 100%. Take it.
Young Miami ain't letting the noise stop her. On X, she said, quote, "I knew the internet would be 50-50, but I feel good telling my truth. I'm about to go outside and have a ball. I deserve it. See y'all later." Carisha Please season 2 will be starting back up, and she's dropping another card game called Risha Roulette Reloaded. So she's still in her bag. I'm Brandy Troop, and if you have a story that you want me to cover, email us at whogotthestory@gmail.com.